Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today I'm starting a new series that I think you guys are going to really enjoy, because the purpose of this series is to help everyone keep a track on modern singles. It's very easy to keep track of, like, the Evolutions booster box. That's always what all the news is about. But there's a ton of money to be made in singles. In fact, typically the most money to be made is within single cards in Pokemon, especially in the short term, right, when it comes to flipping cards. And so what I want to do here today, and what I want to do in the future, is I really want to start to keep track of the prices of modern cards, see if they're going up, see if they're going down, and talk about what might be a good buy, what's on the way up, what's on the way down, what's maybe underpriced, everything in between. And we're going to be starting with evolutions. We're going to be looking at the Charizards, the Blastoises, the Surfing Pikachus. Not every card in the set. I don't want the video to be 24 hours and me to spend an entire day on this, but let's get into it and start with the Holo Charizard. I do also want to show you that I have this other spreadsheet set up here where I'll be tracking the prices. We get the Holo Charizard, the Reverse Holo, the Full Art Charizard, the Mega Charizard, the Charizard. Those are all the Charizards in evolutions. The Full Art Blastoise, the Full Art Venusaur, Surfing Pikachu, Flying Pikachu, and Reverse Charmander. I wanted to put Reverse Charmander in there just because I see it as kind of like this sleeper card. A lot of people love the Charmander card from base set. This is that, but it's shiny. Right? It's one of the only shiny versions. There's also the Toys R Us promo that maybe I could look at. I also might look at the Cracked Ice Pikachu at some point. I'll probably update and increase this list over time. But let's start off with the Holo Charizard, see how it's doing. On top of that, I kind of want to see what are the cards doing, because the booster box is going crazy right now. Let's actually take a quick look at that. The booster box is going mental. I mean, what is it, at $1,000 now? I think... Nah, that's a bit high. Everyone's saying 1,000. It's more around like 850, 900, being real. Like, people love hyping things up. 1,000 is a really cool number. It's like 1,000. That's 10x. That's 4 digits. Not really though. On top of that, $160 for an ETB of Evolutions is 8 packs. It's $20 per pack. Wow, $20 per pack. That is ridiculous. But let's find an actual booster box. Here you go. Here's one, 820. Let's find another one, another legit one, that is. A lot of 10-pack lots selling for about $14 per pack. Makes sense. The ETB is going to go for a bit more just because you have all the other products inside, and I think the ETBs look pretty cool. And there we go, another for 900. So let's say about 850 per booster box. I think that's pretty reasonable. I don't know what that is per pack. Something crazy like 20, 25 bucks per pack. Which is just, woo, that is really something else. But let's go into this with that context. I'll be speaking a bit about the context and why I think the singles might go up at some point and why they aren't going up right away. Because you might be saying, oh, the booster box is doubled again. Why isn't the cards doubling? Why aren't the cards doubling? Well, I think the main reason for that, just as like a quick side note, and this is a lot of side notes, but I don't know, this is how I like doing stuff, is because people love opening packs. That's like the main attraction of Evolutions. It's opening the packs, getting that Charizard hit, getting that rush of dopamine, you know, going crazy. I heard like a big reason why these are selling for so much is people in Germany, like streamers, content creators, or like various, you know, other countries. I'm from the US, so maybe, I think most of my viewers are too, but, you know, people are opening them up like crazy and saying, oh, this is the big box and hype box, and rightfully so. It's an awesome set to open. It's a lot of fun. But let's get into it. Let's start by looking at the PSA cards. I'm going to be tracking the PSA cards. Raw cards are, I don't know, they're just less fun to track in my opinion, and harder to track sometimes. So maybe we'll do that in the future, but let's stick with PSA 9s. So I'm going to be doing the 9 for the Evolutions Charizard. I'm not going to do the 10. I'll add the 10 eventually. On this sheet, I do have the 10 and the 9, but for today, just to keep the video around like that 10-20 minute mark, I think we're already, what? I'll pull it up. Hey, 4 minutes in. Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I gotta chill with the massive intros, but we're going to do PSA 9 for this card and then 10s for the rest. The reason being is the 9 is typically what you're going to get. All the rest of the cards do have a decent chance at a 10. We'll look at the pop reports in the future. That'll be another video just discussing like what are your probabilities when you're submitting a card to get a 10 or a 9. I think that'll be interesting. But for now, let's just keep it at this. So we're going to be looking at the 9, starting with the Holo Charizard. On eBay, it's great. You can look at the rarity here, and you can actually like put in which one it is. You can do the Holo Rare, and it will, you know, really filter it out in a clean way. It gets rid of all the other ones, so that's good. And let's take a look, see what we can get. $305 for a 9. And we're just going to take like 5-ish and use that as our sample size. I know it's not like a perfect average. That's not the point. It's not supposed to be a perfect average. It's just supposed to be like a general indicator. See, we got another one for 400, another one for 325, 305, best offer accepted. I might have to go on the other website as well. 350. This is up though. Trust me, guys, this is up. The prices have gone up. So the booster box has gone up, prices have gone up. They were sitting about like a month ago when the booster box was $500. The PSA 9 was going for about $275, $250. So now it's at, let's say on average, $330, $340. We'll say I'm gonna say it's a bit lower because they seem to be more so on the end of $300 to $325, but you do have a good amount of outliers with the 350s and 400s, and I think it will continue in that direction. I wouldn't necessarily invest in this card though because there's just so many of them. Number one, there's gonna continue to be more of them. Number two, and number three, when you're reselling them, you have to subtract all the fees. So you have to buy with sales tax and then sell with fees. I don't see this card ever getting past the point where that's worth it. However, I do recommend grading your own and flipping them. I think that's definitely a very viable option considering the raw copy is about $100. I think there's a lot of profit margin when you get 9s. But let's move on to the next card now. Let's hop on to the 10 of the Charizard. Oh yeah, no, we can just click this one. I forgot. Yep, reverse holo. But I want to look at the 10 with this card. And we do have to mark off. Oh, where to go? Okay, reverse holo. Nice. Oh, wow. Might have to go to the other site because, you know, these higher price cards, very often they do, wow, $800? All right, we're going to go to the other site. So 130point.com, it's really nice because you can type in like reverse holo, PSA 10, Charizard, evolutions. And it will show you what the cards sold for, even the ones that are best offer. So here we go, $825. Wow, that's crazy. $900. This card was like $400, guys, by the way. Like, that was when the booster box was like $150 though. That was when I was tracking evolutions like crazy and I had like 20 of them. Now I've sold them all. But I wish I didn't do that, but you know, I was learning them. I was learning. But okay, $825, $899, $1,300. That's obviously Canadian. I don't know the conversion. I'm not going to try to figure it out. $900. What? $824, $860. I'm going to say it's about $850. Now, that's a bit low. I would say maybe $900 is almost the average here. Nah, $900's high. Let's say $870, $880. Eventually, I'll do the actual math and I'll put them into a calculator, but just for the sake of this video, I think I'm just going to keep it at this. But let's say it's about $880. That's ridiculous. This card, honestly, I think it might be one of the better cards to flip right now. That'll be for a separate video. I have so many video ideas that I might just start like making daily videos just because I have so many things I want to talk about. But let's go into the next card. Charizard Full Art EX. So it should pull up no problem. Yep, there we go. And I'm going to put it on the other side. Honestly, I'm just going to do it all in here from now on. Just because, like, you can't see the best offer accepted, and it makes it really hard to actually see what you want. So, okay, here we go. $250 for 10. Okay. This card honestly hasn't gone up. It was like $250 when the box was at $500-ish. But we'll see. $285. Oh no, that's BGS. That's raw. $87 for a raw? Are you serious? That is insane. This card's going for about 80 raw too, though. $250. All right, it's about $250. This one sold for $350 though. What? Why? $250, $290, $280. All right, I'll push it up a little bit. I think like with these higher sales, I can push it up. We'll say about $270, which is pretty insane. The thing is, this one definitely went up. So this one has been scaling up pretty hard, this 10. I'm curious to check the pop reports. Let's spend some time doing that. Just a quick second on checking the pop reports. I don't care. Evolutions. This is a great website to check pop reports. PokemonPrice.com. Where's the full art? I don't think this is the full art. If we type in... Okay, there we go. So it's this one. We'll click on it. Should pull up the picture. There we go. So this card... Oh, I meant to look at the reverse holos, but you can see this card actually tends to get 10s. So this could be a good card to just like submit. It's an option to submit it through Express. It is risky though, because you know you're gonna get a 10 about what? I'm not great with probabilities, but like a third of the time. No, I mean 2/3 of the time, maybe 3/4 of the time, which isn't too bad. I'd have to do some math to work out the profit margins on. Let's say like you got that consistently. Would you make profit or not? Let's go back though quickly. Go to that reverse hollow Charizard. I'm curious on how often this gets a 10. Oh, what's going on right now? Hollow Charizard. Can I not search up the Charizard? Oh, reverse foil. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, this makes sense why the card's going up. A lot of 8s too. Wow. You actually have a higher chance of getting an 8 than getting a 10, which is pretty scary, you know? Because like the 8s, you're not gonna. If you express grade, you get an 8, you're losing money. You're losing quite a lot. You're probably gonna lose like 40, 50 bucks, right? So that's quite significant. You have to kind of be careful there. But the 10, a lot of profit margin obviously on the 10. It's almost a $600 profit if you happen to pick up that 10. It's not a 0% chance, but I think it's like a one-fifth chance, something like that. 1/5, 1/4, which is tough, right? Considering, let's say you do buy one raw on eBay. I mean, you can scope it out, try to make sure that's a 10-looking card, but a lot of the time when people are selling raw on eBay, if they're an experienced seller, then they're probably not going to sell you the cards that look like they have a chance at getting a 10. It can be a bit tough to find that, especially for these higher-end cards like, you know, the reverse hollow Charizard. But all right, there's that. So I just want to quickly check. 11 minutes. I just like checking how long I'm going to see if, like, I should shorten the videos or not. I get a lot of responses. You guys leave a lot of cool comments saying, like, hey, keep them long, which is awesome. Like, because I've said a couple times, like, you know, I like keeping them long. I love just, like, this is kind of what I do in my own time. I do it in my free time. I'm obviously not talking the whole time. But I am, like, doing this on my own free time, right? So might as well share it, right? Okay. That didn't actually change it. Mega Charizard. Yeah, okay. It is the Mega Charizard EX. Yeah, okay. It just was doing it wrong. Should have it in the PSA 10. Let's actually put it in on here. All right. Oh, there's some bids going right now. So this is cool. It also does show you some that are currently getting bid at. So a 10 is going for 170, 110, 150. Pretty dang high. This is definitely not a card you would want to express grade, though. It's pretty risky. Raw going for 70 bucks? No way. Yeah, okay. That makes no sense. That must really look like a 10, or that must be some shill or something like that. I don't know. That's sus. But all right, let's find some PSA examples. Where y'all at? Here we go. $200 for a 10. That's really high. $225. Yeah, I don't know why people auction their PSA cards. I guess it's just to get them out quick, you know, because if you put them up for auction, people will buy them. But you're going to make less money on average, so typically you just want to put them up for sale, for buy it now. But, all right, $40 raw. Let's find a few more. $200. It's about $200. I'm going to say about $210, $220. About $210, $220. That's not bad. That's like kind of barely lower than the full art, which I think is a much cooler card. I think the full art is much, much cooler. So $60 difference to me doesn't seem as drastic as maybe it should be, but all right. Let's finally get into that Charizard EX. Gotta get rid of the Mega, because there's no Mega here. These are very much less popular. This one seems to be the least popular by quite a margin. I think it's just the art isn't as cool. I'll be honest, I like it the least as well. It's this card right here. It can be a bit hard to see. I barely can see it as well just because of the website. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. That's good. Why didn't I do that earlier? Yeah, you can see it's even hard to find a 10 soul. Here we go. Wow, $200? Really? All right. 170? It's a Charizard, guys. It is what it is. It's a Charizard, you know. But here we go. Another at 110, which is obviously much less. 166. Very all over the place. Which shows that there's probably wavering demand. You know, occasionally someone's going to come in and say, I need to complete my Evolutions PSA 10 Charizard set. They'll pay up for it. But then if there's not that person, then you're not gonna fetch much. It seems like you're going to maybe even drop to that 110, 120 range. But it can seemingly go up to 200. Let's find one more. Wow, you can see it's so much less popular. Literally, some of these are selling for 10 bucks, which is honestly, I picked one up myself recently, just one of them, and I sent it off to CGC. If it gets a 9, I can probably sell it for 50 bucks, right? Like, buy it for 10. I bought it for 12. I spent 12 bucks on it. Bought it for 12, submit it for 8, sell it for 50. That's pretty dang good, you know? I think that, I mean, I see it as good, personally. But, man, I can't find another one. Here we go, 177. All right, let's say it's around 140. I think that's pretty reasonable. Definitely the lowest out of all of them, but potential there, right? That's something you can send in bulk to PSA. If you get a 9, you get a 10. There's plenty of profit margin, unless Pokemon collapses to the ground. That's like a solid card where you can buy up a lot of them and probably flip for a pretty good margin, honestly. That might be a pretty underrated card just because of the raw copy being so kind of low, right? So there's definitely potential there. Absolutely. And also in the future, tell me what you guys want. For everyone who stayed to this point of the video, you're a beast. I appreciate you. But tell me if you want me to do all the research beforehand and then just talk about the numbers and go over that type of thing. This is largely based off Z&G Emporium's videos. I have a ton of respect for him. I love him as a creator. He does this sort of for vintage. So this is me kind of just doing it for modern in a different way, in my own way. It's not as official, I know. It's kind of how I just like to do things anyway. But yeah, just tell me if you want me to pre-plan, do the research beforehand, or do you like the research phase, right? Should I just talk about the results or keep the research in? Let me know. I'm all ears. But let's get into the Blastoise. Oh god, I have to scroll all the way up. Okay. I love this card, by the way. I think the Full Art Blastoise and the Full Art Venusaur might be kind of underrated. 22 bucks raw. Like, this card is honestly dope. I actually think I love this card so much. I'm not like a Blastoise, Venusaur, or Charizard fan, funny enough. I'm a Blaziken guy, but which sounds so weird, but I think this card is dope. Like, look, selling for 20 bucks to 10 and 200, that's pretty dang good. You can't, like, express it, though, because I'm assuming the 9 probably goes for 100. And maybe I'll just make the follow-up video, do all the 9s at some point, but okay, 200 bucks. 227, 215, 200. All right, about 200, 210. We'll say about 210. That's pretty good. Pretty high. I would assume the Venusaur's around that as well. I'm going to guess... I got an offer on eBay? Cool. I'm going to assume it's probably close. I'm going to guess around 180-ish. Just because I think, like, it's just a bit less popular, but who knows? 27 Canadian, still about the same raw price, kind of. This one sold for much less, though. That's the thing about, like, these raw cards. Sometimes if they look really well centered, they'll go for a lot, and if they don't, they'll sell for, like, very little, you know? Maybe this one's off-centered, or the buyer doesn't have good I mean, the seller doesn't have good feedback, so people don't trust them. All right, let's find some. I love how the Charizard's coming up. No, I don't want the Charizard. Where's the Venusaur? My God, is there no Venusaurs? Hello? Did I type it in wrong? Why is it not coming up? What did I do wrong? I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I mean, did I spell Venusaur wrong? Venusaur. No, I spelled it right. How is there no PSA 10 copies here? That's insane. What? How's there no 10s? Is it the Mega? Is it Mega? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Mega EX. Yeah, okay, it is. I know that's the Blastoise, but it's the same. All right, so we'll do it this way. Mega Venusaur. That one I spelled wrong. All right, come on, come on. So this one's sold as a bulk deal, but I don't want to look at that. I'm not here to try to do some math real quick. Not about to try to do some math. My gosh, did people just really not sell these in a 10? Venusaur is that unpopular? I mean, come on. What's going on here? Wait, what is the difference between this one and the other one? I actually don't understand. All right. Oh, okay. Now they pop up like crazy. What was I doing wrong? This is PWCC, which is a bit off. You know, these always fetch for a bit more. So when you're looking on eBay, if you see PWCC, you're unlikely to be able to sell it for that much yourself. They're very, very trusted, so they get a premium. You're unlikely to get that for yourself, so don't expect it. 190, 200, 197, 300. Let's find one that isn't that. So this is actually the other card, but it's sold for a lot. So this is the non-full art. which is less popular, but it sold for 117, which is not bad. 250? All right. Let's find one more. 242. Oh my god. All right. I guess it sells for maybe just as much. Then what is this? How did one sell for 80? It's always so bizarre. Maybe it was, oh, it's probably because someone paid like 200 for it. They offered up so the bid would end. But all right, $200. I'm going to say it's about 200, 220. Honestly, I'm going to say 210. It's about the same. Let's get on to this Surfing Pikachu. This is a card that fascinates me. I honestly, I don't understand Surfing Pikachu. I think it's one of the most bizarre cards out there when it comes to pricing, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, the PSA 10 price doesn't really make sense to me, because you can see the raw card goes for about, this one actually sold for $10 with shipping. But look, okay, this is PWCC. I have it in 10, right? Yeah. The raw cards sell for like $10, $5-10, you know? And I bought them for $1. I bought 10 of them for $1, like a couple months back when the booster box was $100. Because I'm like, even then, when the booster box was like $150, $200, even then, the 10 was selling for like $130, which made no sense. It just made no sense, considering it's a non-hollow card. It's like relatively easy to get a 10, and I'm pretty sure. I'm even gonna look it up here real quick just to show you guys what I mean. I'm assuming there's more 10s than 9s, right? I mean, the centering is so bad. Okay, wow, there's actually so little of them. That's because no one was submitting in the past. This number is going to skyrocket. I personally have 7 of them myself, so if I have 7, I'm not a big fish, right? But if I have 7 going in, this number is going to skyrocket. I can see why it's high now. I don't expect this to stay up. Maybe it will stay up just because the booster box is going up, but I don't expect it to go anywhere further than it is right now. If it does, that is beyond me. Even the Flying Pikachu has more 10s, which is weird. It seems to be less popular, the flying, than the surfing. That's what I've seen, but... All right, let's quickly look it up on here. Surfing Pikachu. All right. 10, yeah, 197. That was the PWCC, though, I think. Yeah, it was. So let's not look at that one. 249, that seems insane. There's no way. 140, 150. Okay. But look, even in a 9, in a GMA 9, it sold for $40. How does that make any sense? How does a raw card that you buy for $10, maybe $5 if you're lucky, if you like maybe buy them in bulk, something like that, sell for $40 in a GMA 9? What is that? It makes no sense, right? It's so bizarre. 175, yeah, it's like a $170 card, right? Which is just ridiculous. But then one sold for 98, like 113. All right, I'm not gonna say it's $170. I'll go for about 140. Honestly, the Flying Pikachu I know is around 110. And then finally, let's leave it off with the Reverse Hollow Charmander in that PSA 10. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This card has a lot of potential, considering it's one of those cards where you can pull it in a pack and you're just like, you know, it's just like, Some people feel that way, but a lot of people feel the other way. Also, what the? Misty's Determination, $42 and a 10. What the? All right, I'm gonna look up on the other side just because so I can see what that best offer accepted was. All right, 157. That is definitely not the case. What? What? Even this, like, what are these prices? $100 for an Electabuzz reverse? Like, there's no way that's a thing. You can see what I mean. Like, you can pick them up for $10 and potentially flip them for quite a bit. $8, right? This one's apparently sold for $1, $4. You know, it doesn't say shipping, which is a bit of a bummer. I wish it did. $5. Let's find a PSA variant though. I don't know why it's so annoying, dude. Everyone lists their cards with PSA 10. It's a PSA 10. It's a PSA 10 pack fresh. No, it's not. Okay, here we go. Last one. 165. It's about 150, which is really high, right? Like, it's not really. I don't think it's an easy card to grade. Actually, I'm curious if I can find it on here. I don't think it's easy to grade because it's a reverse hollow. There's so much hollow on it. Yeah. Look, 50 10s, 85 9s. However, you know, if you have these and you have the disposable income and you're willing to wait a year to send them into PSA, go for it. On top of that, I think I've sent 3 in my last submission. I can't remember, 2 or 3 to CGC. If I get a 9, whatever, a sub for $50, 40, $50. It's a Charmander. It's Charizard. It's shiny. You know, it's gonna sell. At least that's what I've seen. So if you guys have seen different, you could let me know. But that's gonna be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be updating this list probably every month. I will fill in the 9s and 10s for the rest, and I'll probably make this publicly visible in the future in some way, but I think this would be fun to track in the long term. I know this is a bit niche, so this video probably isn't gonna like go crazy or pop off. It's not like Shining Fates, best cards, you know? But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one. By the way, I'm announcing my event within the next week, so that's gonna be pumped. Shining Fates coming soon, big event, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.